Hey everyone, I'm Andrew, and welcome to Tech Check. In today's video, I'll be unboxing the DEEPCOOL MATREXX 50 Standard ATX PC case. So looking at the case, right at the top left here, you have the DEEPCOOL logo. Just beside that, a picture of the case you should expect to get inside. It's not very telling of the actual case, doesn't show color or anything like that, but that's fine. And down here, you have the name of the case, which is the MATREXX 50, or MATREXX, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, as well as the website for DEEPCOOL right there, www.deepcool.com. So looking at the side of the box, you have a little logo over here that's probably not going to be on your box, but of course just showing that it came from Beijing DEEPCOOL Industries. Then you have, of course, the DEEPCOOL logo right on the box right there. Little QR code, not sure if that's from Canada Computers where I did pick this up or from DEEPCOOL itself. Then right here you just have some specifications letting you know that this is the MATREXX 50. The color of it is black. I picked up the black one. They also have it available in white and RGB. There's like 4 models of this case. Then 1 fan or 3 fan, as you can get some fans in it. I don't think I have any fans that came in this. There might be one, not positive. Specifications for this, as I said, supports a Mini-ITX, M-ATX, ATX, or E-ATX motherboard with 7 expansion slots. You have the front I/O with 2 USB 2.0 and 1 USB 3.0, as well as the front audio and mic. Your dimensions are listed right there, as well as the carton dimensions, which you don't really need. So I've got my trusty unboxing knife here. Remember everyone, cut away from yourself. I'm going to use this to cut this tape right here and hope we can actually get this box opened on camera. So starting with opening this tape, just going to go from one side to the other, right down the middle. I know it's probably the best angle for anybody, and I feel like it's not kind of good. That's okay. Now we're going to cut each side at the top so we can open up. Oh, that didn't go right, but that's okay. There's a lot of tape on this box. So you can hear me cutting probably through cardboard. This just doesn't want to cut. Here we go. There's one of these, there's 2 of these. Now we just need to hopefully cut this. Okay, so I'm going to have to move the box. I'm going to cut right down the side here, cutting away obviously. See if we can get this. There we go. Now once you've done all your cuts, before you open, make sure you always do your knife up, put it away. And let's see if I can get these flaps open and show you what it looks like inside the box first. So we pull this one down, and there you go. As you can see, I have the black model right there. I'm not sure if this is the front or the top. I think this is the front panel. And then it's got that crappy foam that I don't like, but that's okay. It is a budget case. Got a little protective plastic, so I'm going to flip this over, and then we're going to try and unbox it on camera. Alright, so I've managed to flip over the box, and now we're going to see if it just pulls off. Never pulls off smoothly. Maybe we'll get lucky. So let's grab the box, and oh my god, it's coming. Please don't fall over. Please don't fall over. Oh my god, one smooth lift. Bye-bye box. And this, oh, static. Nice. That's going to kill something. Anyways, as you can see, we have the case right here. You have the front down here. This is the back. This is the tempered glass. No, this is the metal side panel. All right. So this would be the left side or the right side? I'm not actually sure. Oh, okay. Yeah, front, back. This is the top, and this is the bottom. So how about we just get this styrofoam off. There's one piece. There's another piece. And we just flip this over like this. And see if we can't pull this bag off. Ta-da! And there you have it. Wow, this is so staticky. The DEEPCOOL MATREXX 50. Alright, so I flipped it around. And before I take off the very reflective side panel to show you the inside, just thought I would show you that it is the tempered glass on the side pre-installed with 4 large thumb screws that I feel like you can get a fairly decent grip on. Very minimal amount of thread, so they screw on very quickly. There's not much to do. Don't wedge them on too hard. Then you have a little caution glass sticker. One thing I've noticed is that, again, no plastic on the tempered glass side panel. This is a theme I'm noticing on cases lately. Maybe it's just on cheaper cases, because I can't afford the much more expensive ones, but yeah, that's just something I've noticed. So I was just removing the tempered glass side panel when I noticed that there's no lip or anything that actually holds it on. It's just being held on by these little rubber grommets that you, where you push the screws in. So that is one thing so far I would have to say is a downside of this case. Is it might be easy to drop this off, but other than that, I'm still liking the case, still very happy with my purchase, especially at this price point. Looking inside here, I don't know much about this case. I haven't looked up much. I just basically saw the price and was like, hey, I gotta get this. So, quickly looking inside, as you can tell, there's tons of cutouts for cable management. As I said, standoffs pre-installed. And like I said, this will fit up to an E-ATX motherboard. You have a couple screw holes down here. I'm not sure if that's maybe for a drive cage or maybe an SSD or something. More cutouts down here, but no rubber grommets anywhere. I'm not seeing any rubber grommets. I am seeing some tie-down points for the back. We'll look at those when I get the other panel off, though. But for now, there's not really much to say about the inside of this case. Oh, in the top corner, you can see all, I believe would be, well, not front panel, but top panel connectors there. Then you have, of course, top exhaust. The top exhaust can fit up to a 280 millimeter rad or dual 140 millimeter fans, as well as 220 millimeter fans or anything below that. The top does seem to have a little magnetic, I think they said it was magnetic, we'll have to check that in a minute, but it is taped down, so we'll look at that in a sec once I get that tape removed. But that's about it for the oh, and there is one pre-installed fan, even though it wasn't checked off in that box. That's the outside of the box. It's nice to see. I thought it came with one. Oh, one more thing before we move on to something else. Like, I totally missed it. You have the power supply shroud. That was the main pushing point. I could have went with a lower model case for save about $10. I just love, since it's going to a friend, I just love this bottom case here, and it's going to hide the cables. He's going to have a nice looking system. Okay, so looking at the back here, you obviously have your large fan grill with big square cutouts, diamond, square, whatever. And that shows that you got the 120 millimeter fan in there. It looks like it has multiple positions it can be set to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different positions up and down, about 2 or 3 centimeters apart. And you have your I/O shield cut out right here, and I like this. This steel is like rolled, so there's like no sharp edges. You don't got to worry about cutting yourself. Look, I just rubbed my fingers all over this steel. No cut marks, no anything. That's pretty awesome. One thing I'm not liking is this little cover right here. I understand they do it to make a bit more room inside the case, but I hate having to pull off this screw and this cover, then to get inside to my PCI slot. It's just a waste. Come on, you got to stop with these covers. I hate them. That's just one man's opinion, but I really don't like them. Then as you can see here, of course, your PCI slot covers, and it seems like, no, this couldn't have been used, but we have one that doesn't match the rest. One of these things just doesn't belong here. And it is screwed in. The rest aren't even screwed in. Oh, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I'll have to check out maybe on the website. Oh, yes, if you can see here, the top one is different. Okay. Okay, so I'm not getting ripped off. That's good, that's good. Canada Computers didn't rip me off. I was going to say, it's a brand new packaged box. And then down just at the very bottom, of course, you got your cutout for your power supply. However you would want to mount that. You have the proper mountings if it's upside down. You want the fan going in, which you should never do. Or if you have the fan facing down. Oh, and then last but not least, you have the 2 thumb screws, which I'll remove right now. Oh, which are on there super tight. That's another thing that I've learned from a few YouTubers, actually. Whenever you're going to start building in a case, always loosen all the screws you know you're going to use, because they are put on so tight from the factory. And actually, I think this one's captive. But just to undo it. Oh, there we go. All right. So yeah, those are captive. I just undid that one a bit too much. But yeah, so those have been undone now. You have a little handle here to pull this out. And man, that sounds like some thin metal. So how about we just flip it around and take a look at it? Alright, so as I said, we're going to look at this backside now, which is covered with this solid side panel, no ventilation or anything in it. That's okay. This is what I was talking about earlier, the front venting on the sides of the front panel, which kind of confused me. We'll go over that once we're looking at the front panel first. First, we're going to look back here. So you grab this little handle, pull back, once the captive thumb screws are undone, of course, and it just slides right off. Nice and easy. I've actually never taken it off before, and that was simple. Didn't get caught on anything. So since I haven't looked back here yet, this is new to all of us. And from what I can see, all right, they used the zip tie. They didn't use a twist tie. How nice. It's nice to see they don't use twist ties. But okay, let's go over. As you can see, tons of cutouts. We already went over them the other side, but you can see better now, as you can see right through, and no rubber grommets. But what can you do? You know, budget case, less than $50, $49.99. You can't expect everything, right? One thing I didn't check is this fan. And it's a 3-pin fan. I might have to replace that with a Molex end on. Oh my god, that is just dirt. Okay, yeah, that's going to get replaced. But anyways, look at all these. These are your front panel, well, I should say top panel connectors. Right here, if we just pull them out. Is there no box of accessories? Oh, okay. Yes, we do have a little package of accessories that we'll look at in a minute. So this right here is all... Oh, they do got a twist tie there, but that'll be coming off. So you have your front panel connectors, which are all loose, I'm guessing. Then you have your HD audio, your USB, and there's some. Oh, there's one. Okay, so they're not just single. That's good. I love it when they actually put them together so you don't have to put single ones in your motherboard. You got your reset switch, your power switch, and your hard drive LED. So that's neat. And if I didn't say it already, of course, your USB 3. No USB-C on this front panel, USB-C I should say, on this case. So these drive bays here seem to be held in with thumb screws. Are they captive? No, they're not captive. They just come right out to release this. Oh, and it's like metal or steel, some sort of steel. That's pretty nice. Most of these are always like plastic and kind of cheap, but that feels good. Is the drive bay? Yeah, the drive bay steel too. Oh, and it clicks in. If you can see that, I push it. It doesn't go any farther until it clicks right in, right there. If you heard that, just to know that your drive is secure then. It's like, it's not hard to pull out, but like you can't just slide it out. That's pretty neat. I like that. So, and I think, no, maybe not. I am not sure if this drive cage is actually removable. I see a couple screws on the bottom, so maybe we'll see once we look at the bottom, but for now, we're going to say that it's probably not removable. However, you know, most people still have at least 1 or 2 3.5-inch drives, and it's a great location to put it, especially with, you got two, what looks to be 2.5-inch drive mounts right here, with some cable management ports, so you could have your SSDs up here, or oh, I didn't even notice, you got 2 sleds right here. Let's pull these off, or at least one of them off. So is this captive? No, again, not captive. And then how are these on? Okay, so they're just slid on. So you have a little sled right here that slides onto these 4 little brackets in these holes right here. So you would install your SSD, put it on here, and then just slide it on. Are these reversible? Oh, I didn't get it on right. And I'm doubting they're reversible. The way these brackets look, they don't look like they are. And then we just put this screw back in. And it's nice and secure. That's neat. Okay, so that's spots for 1, 2, 3, 4 SSDs. Possibly 6 if you want to put them in each of those. You got room for 2 3.5-inch drives. Is there room for 3? No, just 2. There is tons of hard drive room in this case. I can't believe it. For this price. Caught myself rambling there for a second, everyone, but that's alright. Let's look at the last thing on this side of the case, and that would seem to be the accessory packs. We'll go over this more in a minute, but just quickly glancing at it, you can see a ton of zip ties, what looks to be a manual, and then a little pack of all the screws and hardware you may need for this case. That's about it. There's no controllers, no RGB stuff, but I don't even think I'm going to use any RGB in this, but I don't even think my motherboard has an RGB header, so I don't need that. Oh, before we move on, I did forget one more thing. I forgot to talk about all this room in here for your power supply. So you're going to want to get a power supply, not super long, but you still have a ton of room. I'll only be using, especially with a modular one, the CPU power, the 24-pin, and a SATA cable, because I won't have a GPU in this build, I don't think. I'm going with an APU, so there's going to be tons of room for cable management in here. And then between the back panel and the lip here, I'd say at least ½ an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. So you could wedge your 24-pin in there. This is going to be a breeze for cable management, I feel. Quickly now, looking at the top of the case, you have this magnetic mesh filter. Like they said, it was magnetic, so that's good. I like magnetic filters, and I love this fine mesh. Way better than the larger mesh, especially for your filters. Stops a lot more dust. It may be a bit more constricting, but I have pets, and it's a dusty environment, so dust is like a killer for my computer, so whatever I can do to keep it out makes me happy. Now looking at the top here, you have room for two 120mm fans or two 140mm fans. This also has radiator support from 120mm all the way up to 280mm on the front here, or on the top I should say, which is pretty excellent that cases are now a lot more supporting 280mm rads. I'm really happy about that, because everything before was basically just 240, 360, you want 280, you're out of luck. Anyways, just below that over here, you have what I believe, nice tactile reset switch. So yeah, it's a switch, and that would be for the reset. Then you have your headphone and microphone front panel audio ports, your dual USB 2, and then your single USB 3.0. Just under that is your power button. You can hear that click, nice click, let you know you turned it on, with LED that is around it, and I believe the middle part would light up too. And then just a little very minimal matte DEEPCOOL logo right on the front center of the top there. It's nice, clean, not too much shoving DEEPCOOL down your throat because we are DEEPCOOL. No, it's just, hey, we're DEEPCOOL. This is our case, but we don't want to brag. I like it. So last but not least, we're going to look at the front panel. Now I've pulled it off, as this is the tempered glass front piece, and it is so reflective, I can't get any filming done. But yeah, this is the tempered glass front piece, where all your air will be coming in. If you put fans in the front, your intake will be coming in each side here. So there's not much room, but I'll maybe just be putting in one, maybe two 120mm fans to help with the CPU and rear fan exhaust. So, it is kind of restrictive. On the front here, as you can see, you have long rails all the way from the bottom to the top, allowing you to fit up to 3 140mm fans or 3 120mm fans in here, as well as support for up to 360mm rads. One nice thing about this case too is you can also fit a 280mm rad in the front. Most cases, you can't do that. Most cases, you want a 280, that's got to go up top. But here, DEEPCOOL, they've given you rails wide enough so that you can fit it in this case with no issue, which I'm really happy about, because 280 is basically my sweet spot where I would want to have it. Now, as I promised, we would look at the bottom of the case, showing you here this tiny little fine filter that's not magnetic. It's just sitting in these little grooves. That would be for your power supply. Keep all the dust out from going into your system, right? And then, as I thought, there's 4 screws here, which can, if taken out or loosened, can move the position of your drive cage. And I'm thinking, gotta be able to pull the whole thing out completely. So that's pretty neat. Another feature in a budget case that I didn't expect, but DEEPCOOL threw in anyways. That's awesome. And something I'm just noticing now, it also has these little rubber feet for your desk, so it won't slide around like some plastic feet cases do. I can't stand that. It'll stay nice and planted. That's awesome, DEEPCOOL. You really thought about almost everything, I would say. Well, thanks for watching my unboxing of DEEPCOOL's MATREXX 55 ATX PC case. If you're interested in learning more about this case, or picking one up for yourself, I'll have some links posted in the description below. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, and possibly subscribe. I'm Andrew, and this was Tech Check.